We got Ashley in the house.
The reason I'm here is to introduce to you Ashley 2.
We are friends.
It's really important to be who you want to be.
Hey there, I'm Ashley 2. It's so great to meet you, Rachel.
You too.
I'll be here for you. I'll be here for you.
She doesn't understand how fragile all this is.
You think I should up the dose?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Berberian Film Club. Today we're going to be Today we're going to be reacting to oh bloody hell. Today we're going to be reacting to Rachel, Jack and Ashley 2, which is the third episode of Black Mirror series 5.
and probably the most hyped.
Yeah.
Was it not?
Yeah, it was like the first thing that I thought to watch.
But why?
Because of Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
So let's talk about the synopsis, what happened.
So essentially, what's interesting about all of these Black Mirrors is it's technology based. And the key component in this one is that there's a young girl, who's a bit fed up with life and fed up with the environment. She's moved home and she doesn't really want to be there.
She's a teenager.
She's a teenager and she loves the Miley Cyrus character.
Wow, dyslexia.com over there.
The Miley Cyrus character.
The Miley Cyrus character, yeah. Oh my.
Okay, so she loves the Miley Cyrus character.
Yeah.
And the Miley Cyrus character, who is also depressed about her life because she's been dominated by her aunt, who is
controlling
her. They've created a little doll that you can speak to, and it tells you about life.
And it's basically her personality. Yeah. So kids can buy it, and they will just have Miley Cyrus essentially as
at the house. And for this girl, it actually changed her life. She gets excited because it's
she's
quite
confident.
interactive and etc. etc.
Yeah.
So you go from that, which is essentially something not too far away from today's world, except for this little doll is very interactive, to the point then when the sort of the drama of the production happens, when the nasty auntie, the wicked witch, as it were, in this one,
she was
basically wants to get the Miley Cyrus character to perform as she wants her to, but she then ends up killing her and trying with new technology, with futuristic technology, still managing to create music from this girl. So it's quite far-fetched, but it's quite dramatic. So you've got this famous singer who's in essentially like a coma, and you've got our character, and somehow the mental spirit of Miley Cyrus ends up in the doll and then starts talking.
The girl hacked into some system and they managed to get it, but it was almost still half fake until they pulled out the cord, and then her real personality, which took over, and then but it wasn't really her still.
Is anyone going to understand this? It's quite complicated.
No, but you'll get it if they've watched it.
Okay, let's rephrase.
Okay.
So, synopsis. Girl, disenfranchised, fed up with life, miserable, gets a doll, an interactive doll of her famous favourite star, who is our Miley Cyrus character. Changes her life, she becomes much more positive because this doll encourages her to do things, etc., etc. The Miley Cyrus character ends up in a coma because her nasty wicked witch of the East stepmother basically poisons her. Yeah. Poisons her so she can then utilise the assets of the estate and make one more album with some crazy modern technology where they can tap into the girl's brain. Yeah. This whole system then gets even more interesting because the girl who's in a coma connects with the avatar doll. Yeah. And starts communicating. Yeah.
To try help her.
To our character. So it's quite a complicated thing to explain. Yeah. I got some negative reviews. My friends.
Yeah, loads of people didn't like this one, and I think because it was maybe overhyped. But I personally really liked it. I thought that I thought this would be more appealing to obviously younger kids, because I mean some of the Black Mirror episodes are just not appropriate. I feel like this could have been better.
This was safe,
and this was definitely safe. Obviously, you know, having Miley in there definitely helps because
she was good, wasn't she?
She was really good. I thought she did a really good job. I really missed seeing her act. Actually, I think that is what I prefer her doing. Personally, I think that's her strong point. I mean, obviously, I had a bit of an obsession with Hannah Montana,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's
quite a few years ago,
why.
then.
Yeah,
Last
I
year.
was 13. Yeah, but when I was 13, I was really like obsessed with her. But I think her acting's gotten so much better as well. It's not like
You know what was interesting? I know it sounds terrible, this. I was wondering whether she'd be really interacting with the other actresses. I know the perception of her is quite negative and quite bad in the last few years. To the point that I'm thinking, is she even going to be properly interacting with these girls? And actually watching her made me feel much more positive about... I know she's acting, but the on-screen presence somehow made me feel much more positive towards her. So if it was a call by her agent to get her to do this sort of thing, to get her back in the limelight, they've done a good job.
Yeah. If
she is genuinely like that, then maybe she's quite misunderstood.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm sure most people are in the limelight. But anyway, let's talk a bit more about the artistry behind it. Like, what did you think of this? I thought this was probably the most, in terms of like artistry, it probably looked the best in that way.
I would say technically more than artistry for me.
Yeah, maybe it was like
because the
colours
doll,
and everything were just so nice.
and there was, you couldn't see the edges when they were using the inserting the sort of the graphics and stuff.
Like, I rewatched the song, the girl's obsessed with this one song that she does, and I was like, this actually like really well done. Like, when you watch the music video, I was like, this is like could be a proper pop song.
All of them are well made, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's just so like relatable in that sense, and I really liked how we all were obsessed with that one thing when you were younger, and I definitely was as a girl. Like,
would you have bought them?
I probably would have. And
Miley
this is the
Cyrus
thing,
doll.
it does kind of make you a bit scared of the future in that sense, because like she did become just like a clone in the end. Of course, it didn't really focus too much on that, because it became more that the doll was programmed, but then it became real, and then it wasn't like that, and then all of a sudden, she helps the real Miley, and then she becomes essentially her real self in the real world, which is like a rocker, which I really like that. That was nice. I don't know what you thought about that end bit with the rock.
No, I actually, that was the bit I was almost talking about when I felt like I saw Miley Cyrus. It was sort of fun, wasn't it? And she was with the band, and it was quite sweet because it were the two girls that...
They were playing
in
together.
reality, her agent will be having these two girls in there. There'll be a different band. But it's, she basically was doing something she liked. I enjoyed the episode. It was actually the first one I watched. It was the first one I watched as well. And so that's interesting enough. Why did I do that? I think it's because the famous person...
That's the thing. I think most people probably are only watching this episode, and I encourage you guys to watch the other ones if you haven't. But if you haven't watched the other reactions, go over and watch those.
Believe in yourself.
Getting so hard to keep doing this.
Believe in yourself. Ashley, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
Get the cable out of my ass! Holy shit! Pull it out! Oh, God, that's a relief.
Was that the door?
Yeah, that was. 1 second. And a guest has arrived.
For the third time.
For the third time. Magic is great, isn't it? Okay, so episode 3, Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2. What did you think?
I didn't like it much. It was too easy, too flat, too predictable. I did watch it though.
Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah, I did watch it. It was good entertainment, but I would forget it within 3 seconds. Also, the main girl, what was her name? The
Miley Cyrus or the teenage girl?
The teenage girl,
Oh, God,
the shy
I
girl.
don't
So
remember.
she's this teenage
Rachel.
who is this lonely, shy little thing who clings to a toy. And at the end of the story, she's still doing the same. And her sister is on stage with Miley Cyrus butchering a 9 Inch Nails song. So it was good, but it's not the Black Mirror darkness, the punchiness. I love the really bleak.
Yeah, we said it's a very
political-
safe episode, but it was, for me, very enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, we all have different opinions, don't we? And that's what's so interesting about, these discussions, because you see things that I don't see and vice versa. But, well, yeah, what would you give it out of 10?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Didn't
All
like
right.
it.
Well, let's bring Dad back. Yeah, I thought this was a good episode. I don't think it was bad. I think, let's rate it. What do you think out of 10?
So it's not... I would say 7.
I'm going to give it a 7 too.
Okay.
And it wasn't, I'm not trying to like, you know, put it down or anything, but I just think that it was a safe episode. So that's why I'm giving it a low mark. Because it wasn't anything that was, oh my God, about it. But it was enjoyable. It was not. No, it was not high life. Go watch our reaction for that, because that was yeah. But that was not safe as a film. But again, I think that it's really enjoyable. It was really enjoyable.
All three were good, weren't they?
Yeah, they were all.
Were you disappointed there were only three?
Yes, but I think that they were focused on. You know, they did the film. What was it called? I can't remember.
You know, I didn't watch that one. The interactive one, no. You know, I was put off it because I saw so
What?
many. I know. No, okay. This is okay. Look, okay. I got to say something here. About 15 years ago, I sat in an edit suite with my director, and we said to each other, "We need to make a film that's interactive that you can cut to this and that."
So
and
someone
the other.
copied your idea.
Well, I didn't even present the idea to anyone, but you couldn't do it then because it was too slow. Technology, interaction, how you streaming it.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't happening. This was the right time for that to happen, but I feel that I didn't want to watch it because I had so much negative feedback from it. Maybe, but these three were good. Let's not go back.
These three were good. I don't think that you need more just to be better.
No.
I think that they were I think they put so much effort into
Yeah.
them that if it's not like Game of Thrones where I felt like they didn't really make as many as they should, and they weren't actually that strong, whereas they were three strong films essentially,
And they stood out. They had their own characteristics.
They were all very different, and I mean, yeah.
There's only one thing I'd say, one negative thing for Black Mirror in general, because when I was a kid, we had something called Tales on the Unexpected. And it was...
What's that?
Well, it's this sort of thing where you always have this ending that you weren't expecting.
Like a twist.
That's why it's called Tales of the Unexpected.
It makes sense.
So the trouble is, when you're going in to watch something that you're presuming it's not what you think, I end up trying to think what the ending is because it's not what I'm meant to think. And that starts to play on my perception of what I'm watching. That's the only thing I would say. But again, if you just treat it as light entertainment...
Yeah.
Beautifully made programs, not streams ahead because the original series was good, but in terms of production, streams ahead of where the original films were.
Yeah, and they're getting better and better. It's not like they've, you know...
No, they're films. Worse. They're all films, aren't they?
Yeah.
So 7 out of 10.
Yeah, okay, perfect. What did you guys think? Do you agree with us? Let us know in the comment section below, and I'm sure we'll be back very, very soon with another video.
In about 20 minutes we're recording.
Yeah, probably. All right, bye.